If you miss this, you'll miss the point. Oh, yeah. Listen, guys, the word of the day today is going to be, in fact, selective outrage.
I find it a bit ironic because this is the same party who just a few years ago were openly supporting strong immigration enforcement.
Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws.
They've committed a crime, deport them.
Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple.
The fentanyl precursors that were coming from China, these precursors were taken from China into Mexico, and in Mexico they were mixed and freely taken right into our country.
That I was one of the 20 members that was now disclosed were under surveillance from Jack Smith.
The gentleman yields back. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Wisconsin for 5 minutes.
Getting his knives ready.
Attorney General Bondi, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have spent the past several months attacking the administration for doing exactly what the American people wanted when they overwhelmingly elected President Trump, securing our border and enforcing our immigration laws. I find it a bit ironic because this is the same party who just a few years ago were openly supporting strong immigration enforcement after witnessing criminal illegal aliens wreak havoc on the American communities. I have a short video I just wanted to play.
Of immigrants. We're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable.
They've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked, they're gone.
No great nation can
not
be
the
in a
Biden
position where they can't control their borders.
While we need to address the issue of immigration and the challenge we have of undocumented people in our country, we certainly don't want any more coming in.
Every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple. When we use phrases like undocumented workers, we convey a message to the American people that their government is not serious about combating illegal immigration, which the American people overwhelmingly oppose.
Absolutely.
If you don't think it's illegal, you're not going to say it. I think it is illegal and wrong.
Open the borders, my God. You know,
Bernie Sanders
there's a lot of poverty in this world.
Okay.
And you're going to have people from all over the world. And I don't think that's something that we can do at this point. Can't do it.
Yes or no, would you allow the cities to ignore the federal law?
No.
We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants in this country.
Bro, who did you sell yourself to? Not just him, every single one of the individuals that basically just had this conversation, right? I mean, let's just be honest here. They sold themselves for some other narrative that they basically do not even agree with truthfully deep down here. They're just basically towing the party line for the sake of towing the party line, not trying to move the actual country forward in any meaningful manner here. They're just towing the party line because the groupthink mentality says, we do not need borders. Borders are terrible, even though Obama was specifically named as the deporter in chief, guys. All right. So it's interesting how things have changed here. Then when you actually have conversations specifically with some of the people that are like in opposition, at least, of the current border crisis that we're currently experiencing, right? You start to realize almost immediately here. It's like, bro, this is not brand new information. I do think that this is probably also the moderate position here. Like, this is not something that is crazy here, guys, truthfully. All right. We need to secure our border, in fact, here consistently. That's it here. That's our goal here. What kind of country is it, without a border here? All right. And people say, oh, now if you have any type of thoughts or theories specifically about, stopping the idea of illegal immigration, then you are considered a bad guy kind of by default here. Bro, what are you talking about? Like, the literal moderate position is we need a border. Guys? All right. But either way.
So Attorney General Bondi, what's the Trump administration DOJ doing to end the open border policies of the prior administration that saw dangerous drugs and criminal aliens flood our communities?
Congressman, President Trump has worked tirelessly, as you know, to close our border, which is what the Democrats had asked for in that video. President Trump closed our borders on day one. He is protecting Americans. He is protecting our kids from the influx of drugs that were flowing into this country from Mexico. The fentanyl precursors that were coming from China. These precursors were taken from China into Mexico. And in Mexico, they were mixed and freely taken right into our country, along with gang members, MS-13, TDA, freely coming into our cities around our country, thanks to Joe Biden's open border policies. That has stopped under Donald Trump. It will no longer happen under this administration, and he is doing everything to keep Americans safe. And let me continue. When he was elected overwhelmingly by the American people, the majority of the American people wanted Donald Trump. One of the main reasons was border security and keeping Americans safe. And that's exactly what he did. And that's why today the other side sits here, they yell, they cut me off, they want to yell, they want to ask a question and don't want answers because they want to distract from all the great things that this president and this administration working hand in hand, and that includes Secretary Noem, who has closed our borders, and Tom Homan, who has closed our borders to keep Americans safe. And they're trying to distract from that, and they're not going to do it because the American people are smarter than that, and they see through their theatrics.
Thank you. Just quickly, yesterday, Senator Grassley reached out to my office to tell me that I was one of the 20 members that was now disclosed were under surveillance from Jack Smith. This brings up the question of non-disclosed orders and whether or not they should apply to members of Congress. But with my phone records being surveilled, as well as looks like 19 other members of Congress, I'm just wondering how DOJ views that.
Time is, gentleman's expired, but the gentlelady can respond.
As I stated earlier, Congressman, anyone's records who were illegally obtained, Democrat or Republican, we will fight vigorously to stop that. Anything with Arctic frost, I can't discuss right now.
And isn't it true, Madam Attorney General, the DOJ has changed their policy? You can't do that now. The DOJ is not going to go do that and ask the judge for an NDO.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good. That in and of itself tells you why how wrong it was. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from California.
Great, thank you. Madam Attorney General, you acknowledged earlier to Mr. Johnson that President Trump was mentioned and the release countless times, you said, in the Epstein files. I just want to play a video, though, for you that I think speaks to the frustration that many of these victims have. Of times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
The number is a total misleading factor. We have not released anyone's name in the Epstein files that has not been credible.
Director, could it at least be 1,000 times?
We have released every piece of legally permissible information.
Okay,
you can characterize the numbers however you want it.
Claiming my time, Director.
Let's go ahead and call that leading the witness.
It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times. Which
it's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number.
Okay.
I understand why the victims are frustrated, and the Attorney General acknowledged what Mr. Patel would not acknowledge, that it was way more than 1,000 times. But I want to move, Madam Attorney General, to weaponization of government. And yesterday it was reported that 6 members of Congress had indictments sought against him, and they were not returned by a grand jury. My colleagues have spoken about their frustration of being in subpoenas and having cell phone records combed through. Well, in 2017, 2018, Adam Schiff and I had our cell phone records and email records combed through, not by you, but a different Department of Justice under the president. It was in retaliation for our role in the Russia interference campaign. An Inspector General report would find this improper and that the predicate for it was absurd. In 2020, after sitting on 2 committees that were a part of the president's first impeachment, an FBI agent leaked my cooperation in a national security case where my campaign was targeted. The president's FBI senior leadership authorized 2 statements to the press that said I was never suspected of wrongdoing and only helped the investigation. But that didn't stop the death threats or my GOP colleagues from referring me to an ethics investigation where Kevin McCarthy's chairman on the ethics committee would find the same thing as the FBI.
Okay.
Our current FBI director would then write a book called Government Gangsters and identify a long list of enemies. About a quarter of them have been either investigated or indicted. He listed me at the very top, along with Adam Schiff, and during that same testimony, refused to recuse himself when asked if he would recuse if any case came across his desk involving me or people.
Okay. Listen. First of all, like the idea of retaliation specifically coming from like a government entity is a little bit wild. I'll go ahead and tell you this right now. Because obviously the government should not be attempting to retaliate. The government should kind of live within the realm of justice, let's just say this here. Right? And justice, for the most part, should be blind, but not obviously disregarding the past of the person ever. Right? So understand this here, sir. If you are being targeted and you could basically prove that you were basically being targeted for the sole purpose of retaliation because you took place in a, let's say, an opposition-based protest of sorts. Okay, I mean, I get it. Then you probably have something there. I'll back your cause if that's the case here. Because again, I think justice for the most part should be blind, but not blind to the past of the person, if that makes any sense. Not just, this person is like ideologically or politically against me, so let me go ahead and kind of dump all this nonsense on him. No, that's not acceptable, guys. Okay, come on. Not acceptable kind of no matter what here. But I would like to point out a couple of things here. Guys, it's so crazy that the Democrats specifically were in straight promotion of one thing, the thing that made sense. You understand what I'm saying here? It made sense. I do think that if they actually had the ability to kind of move away from the absolute anti-American terror-based type of individuals they basically have kind of in the forefront right now, if we move away from the people who do not like America, they say they like America, but they don't really like America. But they like nothing about America. Let's just say this year. If we can move away from those individuals, though, that ilk specifically, even though they seem to be running the party, and kind of go back to the middle here. Listen, a center-left person and a center-right person basically agree on the most of their things. You understand this here, guys, right? So if you go back to the center, kind of on both sides, you'll start to realize immediately how we can kind of get forward, how we can kind of move forward in our country here, right? And we can stop, honestly, being like, which candidate do I hate less? You get what I'm saying here? Guys, hopefully you understand what I'm saying here, right? It's important. All right. It should not be the lesser of two evils. It should be like, okay, this candidate has the best options for me, right, in my household. Instead of, okay, that one there is trying to do absolutely terrible things to my household, so I'm not going to vote for them ever. Forget that, bro. Forget that immediately. Okay. So either way, I'm not surprised that all of these Democrat candidates were out here saying these things, because that's the logical thing, right? Like, there were not that much, like, go back to the 90s, guys, right? Like, seriously, how much of a difference, like, seriously, were the Democrats and like the common typical Republicans, the common typical Democrats and common typical Republicans, bro? There's truthfully not that much of a difference, guys. I mean, there were some, like, I would say, bro, the 80-20 issues were basically the only real serious differences here, right? The Democrats were law and order. In the 90s, they were law and order, guys. I mean, they basically created the whole, school to prison pipeline. They were going hard with the criminals, guys, right? But either way, I'm not surprised. Let me know in the comments if you guys are, though, seriously. And if there are any more like super contradictory like type of videos, bro, I want to see them immediately. Because there were some of them here that I did not see. I did not know Biden was out here talking like this. While then as soon as he becomes president, he just opens the border to the detriment of the country, but for the sole purpose of, I don't know, appeasing his absolutely anti-American base. That, again, if they were super American, they would care a lot, let's say, about securing the border and making sure we're able to maintain exactly what has made America. But they're not. So that's the thing. Listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, I'll catch you guys later. Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to like promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies. And I mean hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings. And we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry, right? Listen, like and subscribe.